What's up YouTubers? Aldo SJ McLaren back with a brand new video for yous here, and thank you so very much for coming back for the third and final chapter of my bio story here on the tube. If you guys watched parts 1 and 2 and you have come back for part 3, thank you so very much. And I'm just going to get right into here. So I was introduced to, comic books at a young age. I want to say maybe about, again, 4 or 5, I was introduced to them. And my first introduction to the comic book world was not actually DC or Marvel. I was introduced to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and Thundercats. I was introduced to them in the latter half of the 80s, and oh, those shows just spoke so much volume to me, to the point where I was mimicking them as I was getting older. I mean, I had all the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe action figures, same with the Thundercats. For some reason my parents wouldn't buy me the vehicles. I have no idea why. They wouldn't buy me the vehicles, but they would buy me the playset swords, which went with the franchise. They bought me a weapon over the vehicles. I have no idea why. But that's what happened. I have made up for that recently because I have bought retro action figures to do that for. Yeah, those shows they sort of helped me become who I am today. He-Man and Masters Universe has went on for well over 35 years. At least 30, at least over 35, 36 years. It came around in 1982, 83, and ever since then it just catapulted into what is today. The Thundercats came around in, I want to say 85, 86, and that just catapulted to where it is today. Unfortunately, the Thundercats has not been as popular as He-Man and Masters Universe, where it had a second shot of life in 2011, but unfortunately the toys didn't sell very well, so the producers gave up on it. They tried for a third time, and the third time just shouldn't have happened. Believe me, they should have stuck with the second one and went from there. He-Man and Masters Universe, that has had a shot of life about 3 times up till now. They had the original in the 80s. They tried again with the show that not many people like to talk about, but I will put up the description so you guys know what I'm talking about. In 2002, it had a rebirth with He-Man and Masters Universe 2000X. Great show. Great animation for that show. But unfortunately, due to toy sales as well, they sort of gave up after 2 seasons of that one. But thankfully, going forward, and thanks to Kevin Smith, legend, we are getting a revamp of He-Man and the Masters Universe again, but we are getting 2 from the guys at Netflix. We are getting Kevin Smith's sequel to the 80s show of He-Man and Masters Universe Revelation, I believe it's called. And then we are also getting a second separate He-Man and the Masters Universe show from an up-to-date audience. I hope the second show source material is as iconic as what the 2000X show was, or the original show was, and the idea that Kevin Smith's going to go for. I know it's a kids show, I know it's catered to kids, but I really hope it speaks volume to me, an adult fan, you know. They have tried with He-Man's sister She-Ra. DreamWorks and Netflix did do a deal where they came out with an up-to-date version of She-Ra, the Princess of Power, whereas they called it She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. And in all honesty, that was not the best show ever produced. It has its pros and its cons, and I don't know how it got 5 seasons because it was not the best. They didn't even link He-Man at all. They didn't even link that, excuse me, where Adora came from, She-Ra. Don't get me wrong, the bad guys, the Horde, they were done very well, but you know, there was just so much missing from that. Especially She-Ra's origin. That should have been touched on a lot more to maybe link He-Man coming in eventually. And that's one side of the comic book world. My other side of the comic book world is, if you cannot tell, is the comic book worlds of DC and Marvel. Now, I was introduced to DC and Marvel round about the same time as I was introduced to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. But as time went on, I found I was more a DC guy. I got introduced to the Adam West Batman series, the campy Batman series, and then as time went on, I got introduced to Superman 2, which is my favourite Superman film with the legendary Christopher Reeve. And as time went on, as I evolved, I got introduced to the Batman animated series. I got introduced to the Superman animated series, Batman Beyond, the Justice League, everything, just the DC animated universe as it's called now. And what a time to be a comic book fan, definitely. Where you have gotten the story arc of DC, where it's touched on things from Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, basically the whole Justice League is touched on. Whereas now we've got the Arrowverse with Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and we've also gotten a brand new Superman show as well from that. And as time has went on, we've had great films, we've had bad films, we've got films that we really shouldn't really talk about, but they are out there. We've had TV shows that we really shouldn't talk about either. They were more a soap opera than anything else, but they were at the time. I mean, if you go back to the TV show Smallville, some great storytelling from the evolution of how Clark Kent becomes Superman. But then on the other side of the coin as well, I am a Marvel guy as well, but I am more DC than I am Marvel. Yes, I like Spider-Man. Yes, I like the X-Men. Yes, I like Iron Man. And the Marvel animated universe, which sort of rivaled the DC one in the 90s. That's where I got fully introduced to the characters of all the Avengers, basically, minus Thor. I was never introduced to Thor until much later on, but I love the Spider-Man animated series. I love the X-Men animated series. Great bit of storytelling in that animated series for sure. There is a few animated series that are good and not so good. The Incredible Hulk is a mixture. The Fantastic Four just is. It was the bottom of the barrel when it came to the storytelling for the Fantastic Four. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to the comic book world of both DC and Marvel, I will put my hand up. I am more a DC guy, and when it comes to DC, I like Batman and Superman respectfully. They are in the middle for me. I have never been able to choose whether I like Batman or Superman. It's just one of those things I can never make up my mind. But I love them for my own individual reasons, and to share my passion for these franchises, excuse me, with people as well has been so cool. I have shared these franchises with my best friend Ryan Martin, PT. We have banterous jokes about who would win in a fight between Superman and He-Man. You have the strongest man on Earth who is solar powered by the sun, a yellow sun, and then you have the most powerful man in the universe who is powered by a power sword. So who would win in a punch, in a fisticuff between He-Man and Superman? So there's a debate for down there, guys. Let's start that debate right now. Who would win between Superman and Batman? Superman and He-Man. Sorry, I don't know why Batman's in my head. But here's another thing for you as well. Who would win from Batman and Iron Man? Both very similar. Both are great minds, great inventors, great detectives, everything like that, you know. It's all those kind of let's start all those kind of chats and then let's see where we go. But another cool thing being into the comic book world as well is, and I've touched on this in previous videos as well, is the fact that my wife Syfy has gotten into the franchise as well. She is a big Batman person, and she's also gotten into the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well, where she is into Thor, she is into Iron Man, she is into Captain America. It might have something to do with Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr. And Chris Evans. Might be the reasons. I'm not too sure. I think I have a few rivals with those guys. But when it comes to DC, she is a big Christian Bale person. I have no idea why. And a big Henry Cavill person. I have no idea why. I'm sure that you guys could comment below and tell me the reasons why she likes all those guys and their franchises. But with being a DC guy, I'm going to put this out there right now. My favourite Batman of all time is not a Batman that you see live action very much. It is actually the legendary Kevin Conway. I hope I've said your name right, sir. If I haven't, I do apologise. For me, when he got introduced via the Batman animated series, and then beyond that, including other TV series or film or animated films or anything like that, and he most recently did do a live action version of Batman in the recent Arrowverse crossover, where he was an older Bruce Wayne. It still counts as Batman, obviously. But it was fun to see that. It was fun to watch him over the years, and in my opinion, he is the voice of Batman and always will be. My favourite Superman of all time is, you know what, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say my favourite Superman of all time is Christopher Reeve. Now, there has been many Supermen before that and after that, but when you watch the original Superman films, Christopher Reeve is who Superman was. He was a 6'3", 6'4" giant of a man, very intimidating, but very calm and lovable at the same time. And he just brought a presence to that role. And in my opinion, he is the best live action Superman. However, counterpunch to that, the best voice for Superman and Clark Kent, respectively, is actually the legendary Tim Daly. And the reason why I say that, if you go back and watch the Superman animated series, his voice as Clark Kent, his voice as Superman, and just what similar to how Kevin Conroy was to Batman of that same universe, it was just his voice that spoke that he was Superman, if that makes sense. So my favourite live action version of Superman is Christopher Reeve, but my favourite voice of Superman is Tim Daly. But I will put this out there, yes, Kevin Conroy is my favourite Batman of all time, but my favourite live action Batman is Michael Keaton. Those that have seen the Tim Burton franchise will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that is my love for some parts of the comic book world. I absolutely love sharing it. I like having debates with people over them of who'd win in fights against who. You know, if it wasn't for these franchises that I've been talking about in these videos, I honestly believe I wouldn't be who I am today. They have brought me up through my years and sort of helped mold me into the person that I am today. So much so with Superman being a big influence on me. And I know this is going to be hard to believe, but because of Superman, I am incapable of lying. I'm not preaching to high heaven here. I am telling you the truth that yes, I can fib. Superman fibs and I can fib, you know, like wee white fibs. But other than that, I am incapable of lying. You could ask my boss, my current boss. I've preached to him to high heaven that I can't lie. I have also preached to a previous boss that I can't lie either. You know, it's just crazy how all that has happened. But it's just the way I am. So, guys, thanks for watching this. I hope you have enjoyed the all 3 parts of my bio story. And as always, comment below, say let's start a chat, subscribe, click that little bell for when I get stuff in, and just enjoy life, guys. So you stay safe, you stay awesome, and good journey.